Hello RiseUP Visionaries, I'm Susan May and I'm here to share my journey with you so that you can begin to tune into your intuition and begin your journey of unplugging. So I just have a couple things I want to talk to you about today. Last night I woke up again, 2:33 in the morning, with all these thoughts swirling, and these are not I'm anxious and scared and can't sleep. These are like inspired, things I want to share. So I got up and I wrote and got it out of my head, and that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today. But first, I want you to know where I will be this week. After today, after this live and sharing it, I am going to be pouring all my energy into the group that I've created for this webinar that I'm sharing this week for free. So it's not too late to join. In fact, you could join anytime this week because the material is pre-recorded and it's short and it's not overwhelming. And so I am just totally energized this week because I have been working hard on creating this and I'm really excited about it. And I think that you will get a lot out of it. So if you want some of this energy that's just oozing out of me, that is where you should come and join me, because that's where I will be sharing it. So I will put the link in the comments, and that's what this is all about, guys. This is about us sharing our energy with each other, uplifting each other. These are hard times, and we are all on this roller coaster ride. And so our ups and our downs, we're all going through them. So if we can share with each other our energy and the ups, it's just going to help so much. So that's the first thing. Now, the second thing is, I don't know if you guys can hear Carter just getting excited in there. I'm going to see if he'll be okay. So here you can see these are the notes that I wrote down at 2:30 this morning about what I want to share with you. And I knew I should just get up and write them down, because if I didn't, I would have a hard time falling back asleep, number one, and number two, then I would be extra tired in the morning and I probably would forget what I was thinking. So I am going to read a lot of this because it kind of is a perfect just summary of what I want to share with you. So I want to travel back in time to the spring of 2020. We are going on 20-something months now. I know it's crazy. It's like we're in this weird time warp. But I remember the spring of 2020 really, really vividly. I remember waking up every morning and immediately just getting on my computer before teaching and just wanting to see all the news headlines and checking all my favorite sources and wondering what's happened. Literally overnight, okay? I'm like, what new information is there? And I was just seeking more every day. This, of course, was an anxious time. It was an anxious time for many of us. And while I was anxious, I was also working very hard to counter the anxiety by doing things like taking walks and meditating, coloring, spending time with my kids. But I was consuming information like I have never consumed information at any other time in my life. And there have been times when I've consumed a lot because I'm kind of a nerd and I love learning new things. But this was probably peak, okay? It was literally a full-time job. In fact, I would say it was more than a full-time job. It was, I was working overtime. Basically, my waking hours were reading, listening, watching videos. I would watch 2, 3, 4-hour videos, learning more than I've ever learned in my life. Just trying to understand what was happening and where we were headed, where the world was headed. And also I was sharing so much because I really wanted to change the direction that I saw we were heading in. Of course, that really didn't happen, and I think a lot of us felt this way. Like, if we just share enough, if enough people know this information, then maybe we can stop this crazy train that we're on. So this went on for months. I have never been as informed as I was in 2020 and early 2021. At some point, something changed inside of me, okay? I realized that I wanted something different. But habits are really hard to change, especially when you've been doing this over and over. We reinforce our habits, okay? And then there's all sorts of chemicals in our brain that reinforce it, and it becomes a difficult thing. So it takes time and intention. But I knew I wanted to stop with the constant information seeking, and I knew it was no longer serving me. I was ready to shift my focus and my energy towards a more creative mode. I knew, okay, I see what's happening in the world, but now I want to shift towards building what I want in the world. So this webinar that I've created is basically how I did that without talking about 2020 and the events. It's not about that. It's about the foundation. But they are the things that I did. It's about creating or setting a foundation that keeps your energy moving regardless of whatever craziness is happening in the world. The awesome part is that these principles will always be applicable. It's not just applicable to now, to 2021, 2021, whatever, you know, the time we're in now. It is always going to apply to our lives. So this foundation and process is not specific to these times, but it's very important to these times. It's essential. It's a way of being, okay? It's a way of being, and from that, choosing how we behave, what our actions are, being and doing in our lives all of the time. So this is something that I want to share with you that will set a foundation for how you live your life from now until the end, okay? If you can relate to being stuck in anxiousness or fear and also wanting change, then this is for you. I want to say last thing is that there is no judgment from me about people that are still seeking information pretty constantly, because I needed to do that. That was actually part of the process. That was part of setting this foundation. So if that's where you are, that's probably where you need to be. This is actually one of the principles, it's not actually probably, it is one of the principles of unschooling, that we support our children where they are, we support their interests, and if that's where you are, that's where your interest is right now. So only you know when it's time for a change in your life. So maybe you're not ready to stop seeking information, but I still think this information will be very valuable for you. At some point, this is how I view it. It's like we're driving on a huge highway, right? And we're going this way, and there's a huge car crash on the other side, not in our lanes, okay? Across the divide on the side, there's a pileup. It's got trucks, it's got cars, oh my gosh, it's horrible. It's got your heart pounding just looking at it, because you know there's so much suffering over there. There's pain. There's probably people that died, seriously injured, and it's very difficult to look away. But what's going to happen if we just stay rubbernecked and we're driving 60, 70 miles per hour on our side of the highway? We can crash too. And so that's kind of how I look at it. At some point, we need to get back in our lane and refocus on what we are in control of, which is not the entire world's events. So as you can see, I am like on fire this morning. That's what I said over on my personal profile. And I really just want to share this with you all. I'm so excited for the people that have already joined. Thank you so much. It is kind of like a sprint, this webinar, which any like online experience is, you know. It will be intense as far as what I am sharing. But for you, you get to choose how much time you invest. And like I said, I've tried to make it very manageable so you do not need to invest a lot of time. I think that's everything. If you have questions, you can comment below, you can message me, you can email me at riseup@togetherwalking.com. And please join me on this webinar experience. It's going to be so fun. I'm already having fun over there because I believe we learn best when we're having fun, when we're connecting with others. And I'm just so grateful for all of you and for this project, because it has been really kind of a lifesaver for me, creating this and sharing these things. So in conclusion, let's get my closer here. Thank you for watching. Please do all the things, like the pages, share, spread the word, spread the inspiration, spread the fire, and remember, be bold, be brave, be you, because who else is there to be? I love you all, and I'll see you again soon. Just remember that for this week, I will be over sharing all this energy and hyperness on my webinar page. So join me there. If not, I will see you next week when I am opening doors to my community again. So that's everything. Be bold, be brave, be you. Bye.